Thank you for coming tonight. It's nice to see everyone, and I appreciate you taking part. It's a hard thing to do to talk about ourselves in such an open way. I just want to go through our group ground rules before we get started. The first rule is confidentiality. We expect everyone to respect and maintain the confidentiality of the group. We can talk about what's discussed here in general terms, but we do not want to talk about anyone behind their back and identify anyone we are discussing without them here. Secondly, we should respect one another. Let's try to avoid making personal judgments. We're not here to give therapy or advice or to fix anyone. We should not be telling one another what we need to do or how we should feel. Third, we should respect our group. Let's strive to be appropriate. That means that we take turns speaking and do not talk over one another. We should respect the rights of the others to express their opinions, and our cell phones should be remaining off. Fourth, thank you for being here on time and participating. We should share our problems and feelings with one another. Participation is very important, as we can all be agents of change by being supportive and providing feedback for one another. Finally, we should take responsibility for our actions. We should look at our choices and not see ourselves as victims. We should try to avoid blaming one another and seeing ourselves as powerless. Let's do a check-in now to see where we're all at with the changes in our lives. 1 is the worst it could ever be. You're really struggling to see the positives in your life. 10 is the best, where everything is working and you feel you've reached the point where you've made the right decisions and you're living the life you want. Can everyone talk about where they are? Who would like to start?
I think I might be like 5. I struggle sometimes, but I feel like I made progress, and I'm doing pretty well. I mean, it hasn't been that long since the divorce. I don't think I expected to be this far along.
Do you remember when you first found out, when it was the worst?
Yes, I didn't know what to do. I was just so uncertain. Probably a 2. I mean, I was in mourning, maybe even before it happened. But that's different than when it actually happens.
2 to 5, that is progress. I bet that feels good. What would you be happy with after our 8 weeks together?
Well, I think I'll never be at a 10. But an 8 seems realistic.
That's success?
Yes, I think so. 8 means I'm in a good place. Maybe I don't need therapy. Maybe I can use what I've learned, bring together every experience, and just feel balanced and ready for whatever comes financially or emotionally. For just anything that comes up, I'm not isolated or depressed or self-involved. I'm healthy and engaged at work, in my relationships, just being present.
Can you tell me what you think accounts for that? What you have been doing that's working for you?
I've been meditating, exercising, and doing things for myself. Not engaging too much in people's problems, but focusing on what I need to do so I don't concentrate on the divorce. Coming here and hearing from others, certainly it helps too. I think we all demonstrate what not to do. We know what's unhealthy, what doesn't work.
Would anyone else like to share?
I didn't used to be like this. I never felt sorry for myself. I didn't isolate myself and just let my emotions run wild. Maybe it was because I was busy with my kids, but I handled it differently.
That's interesting. What else was different for you? What made you persevere through the other challenges in your life?
Well, when the kids were younger, I used to be involved with the PTA, and from that I made a lot of friends, socialized with them regularly, sometimes with my kids and my ex-husband. That led to so many things. I ran with a running group. That was when I was my most social.
So those activities were helpful?
Yeah, I think spending time with other people was really helpful. Of course, exercise helps too.
Is this what you mean by not feeling sorry for yourself or isolating?
Yeah, because of the kids and my involvement with the school, I was hardly ever isolated. Now that they've grown up and I don't have those networks, it's different. But I know they were healthy for me. Getting out into the world was good for me.
Do you see ways that you can do that now?
I do. I've heard from friends. I thought they were feeling sorry for me around the divorce. But I do think they're interested in reconnecting and they care about me. I think doing something with them would really benefit me.
Good. I'd like to introduce a question for all of us to answer. I wonder if you could tell us how your life would be different if you were no longer grieving.
Our problems are gone?
Right. So you went through what you went through, but your grief, your period of transition are over.
Wow, that's a lot to consider.
Yes, it is. Take your time.
Well, I could say that I wouldn't feel so empty or so lonely.
Okay, can you say more?
I just kind of feel like I'm in no man's land. Everything that I do might be the wrong move. I don't want to feel like that anymore. When that's gone, I'd like to feel like a more self-assured, more like myself, like my choices make sense and that I don't have to be second-guessed.
Good. Can you say more about the feelings of being second-guessed?
Well, I'm tired of comparing my life now to what it was. I'm tired of thinking I made a mistake or worrying about the people that are thinking that about me. I want that part to be over. I want to feel more in control, you know?
What might make you feel that way?
I would say time, but I can see down the line taking care of myself in general, knowing better what I need and what I want, and not worrying so much about others, just taking care of myself first.
Suppose you do that. What will be different for you?
A lot of less inner conflict. I have the tools and self-knowledge to live how I want to live. I'm healthy, I feel good about my choices, don't beat myself up, and live a little spontaneously. I'm fulfilled.
Good. Thank you guys for sharing. This has been a great group session.